There's so many things along the show. They saved so many people, but also at some point they caused so many deaths. Like broke the seal and led to the apocalypse. Where do you think the Winchester brother will end up? Heaven, hell, or somewhere else?
That's a great question. Yeah, we have
Let's just have a whole season of the Winchester brothers in purgatory. Just kicking ass and taking names.
That would be fun.
With Benny. Yeah.
Probably purgatory, because they've done some bad too. Being honest here, I guess it kind of goes back to the earlier question. I mean, that's what we're able to. Those are the kind of questions we're able to pose with this show, right? Because we're kind of vigilantes, we're outlaws for sure, but we're helping.
That's serendipitous.
They muted me because I didn't say heaven.
Yeah. Although, given the season finale and the conversation that is had with a certain character, I would say that their mission from here on out could pave the road to heaven.
That having been said, it seems like
No. That's we should just leave it.
there's somebody or some buddies who might be able to pull some strings who are really trying to hide us in hell, seems like. From a conversation with the person, and then another person, and they look at each other. A moment is had, a moment. Trying to get to heaven, but I think they're trying to pull us back into hell. So, fingers crossed.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hi.
Hi. First of all, thank you so much for being here. I love you very much.
Thank you.
For me.
We can share.
My question is, Sam and Dean have been through pretty much the same things. They've faced a lot of bad, and Sam's been to Lucifer's cage and Dean's been to purgatory, to hell. So I was wondering, why do you think Sam is more enthusiastic about God when Dean is more reproachful?
Well, I will say that the scene I think you're referring to is when we sit down and talk with Chuck, and that was the way that was written wasn't necessarily the way that I played it. It was written kind of. Dean was more gruff and angry, and he's basically blaming God for all of the crap that's happened and him being absent. And then I read it and I was like, okay, that's probably the way that the writers intended it to be, and I think that would have been fine. But then I thought, well, if he is truly, if angry at God for being absent, then that would make him an absentee father, and this would be more like a son talking to a father and wanting to know why he left him, and that made it, I think, more emotional and personal to Dean, which is why I think that great line at the end where Chuck says, "Don't confuse me," with John Winchester. I think it was so powerful, and I think that's where Dean was coming from, was asking, his basically a father figure why he abandoned his children, and so I think that's where Dean was coming from. And I mean, I'm sure Sam could have probably had those thoughts too, but him, I think, being Sam. He was just so excited, and he had just had cereal, so it's like a sugar rush. And was it Lucky Charms?
I've had an inner dialogue going on. Maybe it's the timing, the being on flights and stuff. But as soon as the question, I thought of a fish, like a leather jacket and bow legs, running from bears. What would be called Salmon Dean. As soon as she said Salmon Dean, I was like,
Might help explain why Sam was acting a certain way.
Salmon Dean. I'll answer the question, sorry. I think Sam.
Why was...
Salmon.
Why?
Because it's a salmon.
I know, but why are the fish wearing leather jackets?
Because that's what Dean does. So it's Salmon Dean. Dean's a salmon. That's how the fish have bow legs. And it was swimming, there was a bear following. Salmon Dean.
Where did the bear come from?
They eat salmon. But Salmon Dean is a fast fish. He's white. Gets in the car, drives away with a fish flipper. I think Sam.
I'm so sorry.
Sam has a lot of hope. I think Sam is filled with hope and optimism, and it even goes back to the beginning of the show and the pilot, where he almost, a big part of him wants to believe that the best is going to happen, even though he's constantly confronted with the worst. I mean, even in the pilot, he's going to school. He knows how he grew up. He knows what's out there, but he's like, you know what? No, things can be better. And he kind of has always had this optimism, which is why when you see him break, like in Sacrifice, for me it's heartbreaking, right? Because you're like, Sam is like the one who's usually like, Dean, you know, we can fix this and get better. Dean's seemingly more of a realist. And so I think when they meet the creator, those original kind of mindsets manifest, I suppose, into the way they behave. And Sam and Dean is running away from the bear.
Yeah, I won't get that image out of my head.
You won't. What
What's
do you mean?
Hey,
Sam and Dean.
listen! I gotta swim upstream here and get something. So